one of the CW's hottest shows, is full of lovable characters. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 Riverdale characters.
Bro, you are ready for football.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're ranking all of the most prominent Riverdale residents as of mid-season 2, and taking into consideration how complex they are, and of course, how much we like them. If you aren't caught up on the show, beware, because we'll be discussing key plot points.
I made the cheerleading squad. Cheryl Blossom's cheerleading squad?
Number 10, F.P. Jones, also known as Forsythe Pendleton Jones II. Jughead's dad is one of the more nuanced characters on the show, vacillating between a lovable screw-up and a straight-up criminal. When we first meet him, he's the leader of the Southside Serpents, and quickly becomes a primary suspect in Jason Blossom's murder case. While his involvement in the crime turns out to be murky, we know that his intentions weren't malicious, and that he only acted as he did to protect his son. We're hoping that in the episodes to come, things take a turn for the better for this morally ambiguous character.
I'm not a perfect father, Jughead, no getting around that, but I'm no killer.
Number 9, Alice Cooper. You may love her or you may love to hate her, but however you feel about Betty's mom, you can't deny that she's a vital presence on the show.
Come on, Hal. We said what we came to say. It's on him if he ignores us.
Alice Cooper may be an overprotective and sometimes ill-intentioned mom, but she always knows how to stir up some drama.
They're not denying it, are they?
She can't quite keep to herself, and always has to have her nose in somebody else's business, especially her daughters.
Mom? What are you doing here?
By the end of the first season, it's revealed that much of Alice's craziness is due to her domineering husband, but we're still not quite sure we can trust her. Number 8, Josephine, Josie, McCoy. Whoever's decision it was to make Josie, and the rest of the Pussycats, women of color, we want to give you an endless stream of clapping hands emojis. It gives the show an opportunity to discuss issues of race in what could have been a totally whitewashed cast.
Whether you are performing at Madison Square Garden or Ace Bowling Alley, you do it at 150%.
Josie may sometimes become a victim of her own ambition, putting her needs before those of the people around her, but that still doesn't take away from what a badass she is. Both Josie and her bandmate Valerie have prominent roles in the show, and we hope they continue to feature heavily as the plot progresses.
There's always room for one more kitty in my litter box.
Number 7, Frederick, Fred, Andrews. While many of the parents on this show do more harm than good, Archie's dad is always trying his best and definitely takes the award for Riverdale Father of the Year, though the competition isn't exactly fierce.
This is not about my behavior. This is about your behavior. We're done here.
Fred Andrews is portrayed by Luke Perry of 90210 fame, and this role has been enough to make us forget about his teen heartthrob status and take him seriously as an actor. The shocking events of the season 1 finale made us realize just how important Fred had become for both the audience and the other characters surrounding him. Number 6, Kevin Keller. Even those familiar with the classic Archie comics from which Riverdale takes its inspiration might have wondered if the character of Kevin was created expressly for the show.
Game changer. Archie got hot.
In fact, Kevin Keller did appear in Archie comics, but only beginning in 2010, when co-CEO John Goldwater decided that Riverdale needed an LGBT character. On the show, Kevin acts as the gay bestie to Betty and Veronica, but also holds his own with storylines that outline the struggles of a gay character living in a small town.
It was more traumatizing having to explain to my dad what I was doing with Moose at the river, yet another perk of being the sheriff's son.
His presence gives the opportunity to touch on issues that would otherwise go unaddressed on a show like Riverdale. Number 5, Cheryl Blossom.
So, what are you three hens gossiping about?
Skirting the line between lovable queen bee and straight-up villainess, this character always keeps us guessing. She may sometimes seem like a caricature of a TV mean girl, but that doesn't mean her story arc doesn't have some serious meat to it.
Someone shot my brother, and I think it was your crazy, tweaked-out sister.
She comes from a seriously effed up family, so we'll give her a pass for some of the more heinous things she does throughout the show. Cheryl is all about redemption, though, and with every episode she becomes more humanized as she embraces her softer side.
These last few days have put things in perspective.
Not to mention, she looks so flawless in every scene that we literally can't look away. Number 4, Archibald Archie Andrews. In the Archie comics, the girls were always far more interesting than the titular character himself, and that hasn't really changed here.
We'll text you time and place.
Okay.
Being the brooding protagonist, Archie isn't necessarily the most fun or colorful person in Riverdale. However, he certainly spices things up by getting hot and heavy with a teacher. As the show's progressed, he has indeed proven to be more three-dimensional, as well as a compelling lead.
Every moment we're together.
This show wouldn't be what it is without him, which more than earns him a spot towards the top of this list. Number 3. Forsythe Jughead Jones III. Of all the characters to be adapted from the comic series to this darker live-action version, Jughead is probably the biggest departure. That's by no means a bad thing, though.
I'm trying to help you, dude. I'm trying to be your friend here, even though we're not anymore.
While this former persona was a fun-loving one whose primary concern was eating burgers, Riverdale's Juggy is a touch more complex.
Truth is, things aren't good at home.
With your dad?
Yeah. He kind of fell off the wagon.
He has led a troubled existence during his formative years, and can only now begin to lean on his friends for support. His character is ever-changing, but we're still spreading the love for him no matter where his story goes. Number 2. Veronica Lodge. Before seeing Riverdale, it would have been reasonable to assume that Veronica would be the same snobby stereotype we had come to know and love in the comics. The Veronica of Riverdale, however, is oh so different, using her powers for good rather than evil.
No boy will ever come between us again.
Whether she's befriending Betty or going up against Cheryl in an ultimate bad girl showdown, we seriously cannot get enough. While Ronnie has come a long way since the beginning of season 1, her tirade against slut-shaming in the show's 3rd episode is still our favorite version of her we've seen so far.
Call me, or any of these beautiful, young, strong, intelligent women, slut. One more time.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Oh my God. You found us.
The basement of the White Worm is off limits to everyone. That's where I met FP. Yeah. That's where I saw.
We're home. Mom?
Hi, honey.
Number 1. Elizabeth Betty Cooper. Archie may be the prototypical main character of Riverdale, but the true hero is without a doubt Betty Cooper. Her tight-laced exterior is at odds with what's boiling just below the surface, and that makes her more interesting than anyone else on the show.
You're in this relationship with this person who's cutting you off from everyone else in your life.
She's always out to do the right thing, whether it's giving her boyfriend a special birthday surprise or saving her sister from a bunch of sinister nuns. Betty is the heart and soul of Riverdale, and her many layers always keep us guessing. Please let us see Dark Betty again sometime soon.
Betty couldn't make it, so she sent me instead.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from MsMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.